Hello everyone. Now let us discuss about the vaccination. So the vaccination induces an active immune response both humoral and or cellular to specific pathogens. There are various type of vaccines. So in this video we are going to talk about the type of vaccine that are live attenuated vaccines, killed or inactivated vaccines, the subunit vaccine and toxoid vaccine. These are the four vaccine types we are going to discuss today in this video. First of all, let us discuss about the live attenuated vaccine. So let us jump towards the description of the live attenuated vaccine. The microorganism in the live attenuated vaccine loses its pathogenicity but retains the capacity for transient growth within the inoculated host. So it induces cellular and humoral responses. So the MMR and varicella vaccine can be given to the HIV positive patient without evidence of immunity if CD4 cell count is greater or equal to 200 cells per mm cube. So now let us talk about the pros and cons of the live attenuated vaccine. The pros of the live attenuated vaccine is that it induces strong, often lifelong immunity, but the cons is that it may revert to the virulent form. So often it is contraindicated in the pregnancy and in immunodeficiency. So in the immunodeficient conditions like when the person is taking corticosteroid or when the person is having immunodeficient condition like HIV or chemotherapy, so the precautions should be taken before injecting the live attenuated vaccine. Some of the examples of the live attenuated vaccine are, so it is adenovirus. Adenovirus is non-attenuated, given to usually military recruits. The typhoid vaccine TY2A, which is oral. The polio vaccine, Subunit is the polio vaccine. And the varicella, chickenpox, BCG, yellow fever, influenza, MMR vaccine, and the rotavirus. So these are the live attenuated vaccines that are given to the human being. Now let us move towards the killed or inactivated vaccine. In killed or inactivated vaccine, the pathogen is inactivated by the heat or chemicals. So it maintains its epitope structure on the surface of antigen, which is important for the immune response. So it mainly induces the humoral response. So it is B cell mediated immune response. So the pros of this killed or inactivated vaccine is that it is safer than the live vaccine, but the cons is that it induces the weaker immune response and the booster shots are usually required for the killed or inactivated vaccine. The examples of these killed or inactivated vaccines are hepatitis A, the typhoid vaccine. In the typhoid vaccine, VI polysaccharide vaccine, which is given intramuscularly, the rabies vaccine, influenza, polio. In the polio, the Salk is the killed or inactivated vaccine. So you should really differentiate between the examples of the live attenuated vaccine. The typhoid can be both live attenuated vaccine or the killed vaccine. So in the typhoid, TY2A is the live attenuated vaccine, whereas the VI polysaccharide typhoid vaccine is the killed or inactivated. The polio Savin is the live attenuated vaccine, whereas the polio Salk is the killed or inactivated vaccine. Now let us talk about the subunit vaccine. The subunit vaccine induces only the antigens that best stimulate the immune system. The pros of the subunit vaccine is that there is lower chance of the adverse reaction, whereas the cons of the subunit vaccine is that it is expensive, weaker immune response is given by the subunit vaccine. The examples of the subunit vaccine are SBV and HPV. Going towards the toxoid vaccine, the toxoid vaccine are the denatured bacterial toxin with an intact receptor binding site. So it stimulates the immune system to make antibodies without potential for causing the diseases. So the pros of the toxoid vaccine is that it protects against the bacterial toxin, whereas the cons of this toxoid vaccine is that antitoxin level decrease with time and it may require the booster over the time. So it specifically works against the Clostridium tetani and Corynebacterium diphtheria. So in this video we have discussed about the different type of the vaccination. We discussed about the various vaccine types that are live attenuated vaccine, killed or inactivated vaccine, subunit vaccine and toxoid vaccine, and similarly we discuss each about their description, pros and cons and their examples. So I hope you understood this video on the vaccination. Thank you.